All right, well, welcome back, everybody. For today's drive, we are going to be driving on full self-driving beta version 10.11.2. This is a new upgrade that I took a couple of days ago, and I'm just getting a chance to get out and test drive it right now. So we're going to follow the same route that we normally do from south of Eau Claire to downtown Eau Claire at the Pablo Center. This is going to be a combination of city streets with a little bit of four-lane road, stoplights, turns, and plenty of traffic. It is Friday afternoon, and it is about the time that everybody heads home from work. So let's see how the car does. One of the things I noticed early on with full self-driving is that it would have phantom braking when I came up on the fire hydrants. And so I noticed that it hasn't done that with the last few updates of the software. So I think that that's been pretty well resolved. It is tracking the lane very well right now. See a car making a left-hand turn and another car waiting to turn right, and it navigated through that pretty well. We've got a stoplight up here, and I don't expect any issues at this stoplight. All right, from the stoplight, the car is going to make its way through the intersection. And the next action that the car will take is to make an unprotected, correction, it's a protected right turn. It will be a right turn with a stop light and a yield sign. So we'll see how it does up here. And we had a red light there, which we didn't make a full stop at. I'm not sure if the car got a little confused, but we'll see what it does here. It actually was pretty safe there, other than not stopping for the red light. All right, so the car is in the right lane as appropriate. I would expect. This last drive that I did, it actually missed this. It made a lane change to the left lane. And that was with full self-driving 10.10.2. So it seems like the upgrade has addressed that, and this is excellent. The next thing we'll be watching for is coming up to the merge here onto this short little highway. Sometimes it overshoots right here. It actually did a pretty good job there. And it signaled the lane change, made the lane change, so everything in that lane change and merge was absolutely perfect. It is making another lane change to follow the route. That's good. So the next test will be an intersection up here with two left turn lanes. If you've seen any of the previous videos, you'll know what I'm watching for. It's that the car will get to the intersection, and then instead of staying in the lane that it's in through the turn, it'll get confused and it'll want to cross into the opposite lane. Since there are two lanes of traffic turning at the same time, that can be dangerous. Okay, so the car signals the left-hand turn. Correction, did not signal the left-hand turn, but it did make the left lane change, and it is in the appropriate lane. There comes the signal. So if you're wondering why the screen is showing a full display of the visualization around us, it's because I did maximize that. So you can change the size of this now with the new update. And I like showing this visualization because it does show everything that it sees, including cars that are parked in the parking lot next to us. It does see the lights up here. It counts all the lanes, including the two left turn lanes and the rightmost turn lane. We are in a 4-lane highway, and this is a merge. We'll be taking that on our return trip. We do have the green light, so we'll see how it goes. Going to have my eyes forward, hands slightly on the wheel, just so it knows that I'm paying attention through this turn. And that was very well done. The car performed that turn flawlessly. That was the first time that I've seen that, probably in the last 3 or 4 drives. So we will want to be in the left lane to continue on our route downtown. The right lane does eventually turn into a turn-off lane. So we do want to stay in this lane to follow our route. And it looks like the car is pretty confident in terms of where it wants to navigate through this, so I don't expect any issues here. In the last drive we did have an issue where it stayed in the right lane too long, and it ended up merging through an area that was not a lane just beyond that red light up there. Everything in this navigation is done by the car. It is completely navigating through the turns. Oh, sees the motorcycle, the moped. It was just on me. That's good. I haven't had it driving with full self-driving when motorcycles have been on the road yet, so I haven't been able to see that. So it did navigate into the right turn lane, made the turn into the right lane, and that's excellent. The last time I drove this route, it made the right turn into the left lane, which I would not do. And it's making the lane changes appropriate. So at the stoplight up here, we will be making a left-hand turn. And we're just about at our destination. So this drive I would consider to be very, very successful. I don't think I've had any issues so far with it. All right, everything was good through that turn. It wasn't too jerky. I noticed it was just a little bit jerky, just searching for the exact path to follow, but that's probably the smoothest that I felt to take that turn. So we've got a turn with a green light. And this looks great. I'm going to turn the speed down here just because we are by parked cars. Everything looks really good on this drive. I do have a pedestrian crossing, and it does see the pedestrian up here on our visualization. And at this point, this is the destination, so the car is going to stop. And everything looked good. So in terms of a drive, I would say that that's probably the best drive that I've had from South Eau Claire to downtown Eau Claire. I did only notice 2 issues. One was a very slight amount of phantom braking that occurred, and then just a little bit of jitteriness going through a left-hand turn just now in downtown. But everything else felt really good. I would say in terms of issue resolution, that has been the best that this car has performed with full self-driving since I've had it enabled in October. All right. Here we are on the return trip home, and we are going to let autopilot take us there. The reason I want to show this is one last thing that I've typically struggled with is an exit going to Gulf Road, where I should be in the middle lane to continue my route to my house. However, the car wants to turn into the right lane, which is a turn lane, and then not make the transition over to the center lane. So we're gonna see how that does, test it out right here. So it's green light, the car's gonna go. Looks like we are going, but not as fast as everybody else. All right, so I had to increase the set speed. Now we're going. That looks like another electric car, Kia. So we're coming up on our exit. We are in the right-hand lane where we should be. We're going to exit to Gulf Road. Again, we're going to take a right, and then hopefully the car will get into the center lane before the stoplight, which will allow us to continue on our route. If for some reason it does not make the transition, I will disable autopilot, because I do not want it getting to the intersection and then trying to make the transition over to the center lane in the intersection. I don't feel like that would be safe with the other traffic that's around us. So here we are coming up to the light. Car is in the right lane, that's good. Here's the moment of truth. Does it happen? Does it happen? Okay, so we made the right-hand turn, that's good. Should be making a left turn, left transition, left transition. Oh, no, that's a fail. Okay, so we still haven't worked out the bug on that yet. That's I guess a little hopeful. I was expecting it to make that transition. It looked like it wanted to do it right at the end. However, it was racing up to the intersection at 20 miles an hour or greater with a red light, trying to make the lane change. I think it probably would have hit the brakes, and then everything I have in the car would have ended up on the floors, and people around me would have been going like, hey, what's up, dude? So anyways, we will call this good for right here. I think the drive otherwise is very successful, and I just want to thank you guys for joining me, and we'll catch you on the next one.